Well, I was on maternity leave with our second baby, and it was just time for my yearly appointment. The letter comes in the mail, and I'm thinking, I'm not even going to bother to go because I just had a baby. He was 5 months old, and I'd had a pap test 10 months prior during early pregnancy, and it was normal. So, anyway, I went. Praise the Lord. I went.
Mm-hmm.
And I was sitting there and I was just had the worst attitude about going because I had to fix the bottles, leave the baby. It was winding up. I had taken a longer maternity leave from work, but I was still winding up towards the end of it. And it was just not what I wanted to be doing with my time. And I think that's something that's whether you've got a new baby or not, you don't want to go do that.
Right.
No woman just wants to go to their well visit. So,
Mm-hmm.
and the nurse excused herself. She was like, let me go see if we can even do your pap today because it's not been a full calendar year. And she had to go check with insurance and it approved since the other one was filed under maternity. So that came back abnormal. And I'd never missed one prior, obviously didn't miss that one. But that pap test came back abnormal, and
Mm-hmm.
we did a conversation with my OBGYN locally, and it came back positive for adenocarcinoma, cervical cancer, and no clear margins. Just a few weeks later, I had a radical hysterectomy. Thankfully, all of the margins were clear that time. I did end up with a catheter at home around my leg while trying to heal from an incision and keep breastfeeding a baby. And it was just it was wild. I ended up staying off work between the maternity leave and recovering from the radical hysterectomy. I was off from August to the end of March. So I continued going for my visits with Dr. Strawn for just over 3 years, and was then diagnosed with a recurrence by same thing as before, no symptoms or anything. And it was diagnosed by an abnormal pap test. And so that time everything had already been removed through my radical hysterectomy. So the course of treatment that time was 25 external radiation treatments, 6 chemotherapies, and 36 hours of internal radiation brachytherapy.
Wow.
In the hospital. So that was a journey too.
Mm-hmm.
Another part of our journey. And in between the first time and the recurrence, I found the Cervivor community. And really just during that time connected with people, made social media friends, and didn't really share my story publicly until after my recurrence. So until after my recurrence was said and done, and I was, I guess, healing from that.
Right.
Feel more like my new self for the second time.
Right.
But since then, I've been working with Cervivor and gone to Survivor school and done lots of advocacy things with them. And that's how I was connected with Vax2StopCancer.
Mm-hmm.
I just really, in my heart, feel like it is we have so many parental obligations, and this is one of them. We have in front of us the opportunity to protect our children from 6 types of cancer. And so we're doing them a disservice by not providing them that protection. We work so hard from the time we find out that they're on their way to do everything right and make sure they're as healthy as can be and as safe as they can be. And of course, we always want better for them than what we had or what we have. That's just the nature of being a parent. So, I mean, I really feel like it's a parental obligation to vaccinate our children, and that we are a disservice. Yeah, it's important for mothers of sons to know that the HPV vaccine is for boys as well as girls, and just as important for their safety and also for the safety of their future partners. And I'm so excited about Vax2StopCancer going into the pediatrician's offices and teaching them the verbiage to say and how to talk to their parents, and how to approach the HPV vaccine and answer those questions. Because if we don't do it, the anti-vaxxers that are so loud on the internet and on social media, they're gonna do it for us, and so I just think that it's just, you can't put a value on it for what our organizations can do as far as attempting to drown out the false information and the fear-based information, the clickbait. A lot of money goes into those posts from those anti-vaxxers. We shared some things with it at Survivor. It was like millions of dollars were going into the anti-vaxxers campaigns each year. And it was just so disheartening because you have to think how much medical progress or positive things that that money could have done. I would say that I'm a recurrent cervical cancer survivor. I was originally diagnosed at the age of 27 when I had a 5-month-old and a 3-year-old little boy at home. Um, and it was a preventable cancer. If I had been vaccinated when the vaccine came out, although I was in college, then my odds of getting cervical cancer would have been much less. We have the opportunity as parents to vaccinate our children against 6 types of cancers that are caused by HPV. And I would ask you to talk to your pediatrician about it for the best time to get it for your child. And I would also say that it's now approved up to age 45. So if you have missed your, prime time to be vaccinated about HPV, be vaccinated against HPV, that's still something you can talk to your doctor about.